Bienvenidos, primos. Welcome to the Los Primos Confab
Welcome
show.
back.
Yeah, I'm back. So, apologize for not being here last week.
It's okay, man. We still carried on, kept the name going, and kept the videos and content coming.
I appreciate our little primo, my nephew, being here and doing like a nice little reaction video. So, this week, kind of similar, but
Yep.
we are doing all things Monster Hunter.
Monster Hunter.
So, we've got two things we're going to talk
Yeah,
about.
we're going to talk about the game and the upcoming movie that comes out next month.
Which is actually very exciting. I am very excited to see that.
Absolutely. So have you played the game?
Never.
I played it on the PS2.
Okay.
So that was the extent of my Monster Hunter, but I definitely enjoyed the game because it's everything that I like. Large swords,
Mm-hmm.
different types of weapons,
Mm-hmm.
and I got to kill a lot of stuff.
Check, and check
Yes.
for me too. I am a huge enthusiast to open world MMO type things, and it seems like this game has always been aligned with that kind of genre, and I'm really, really excited. Though I've never played the games, I've always wanted to.
But you played other games similar to that, though.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like I'm a big nerd when it comes to games that are MMO and action packs, such as which are similar but not. You know, you have your Red Dead Redemption, love it.
Yeah.
One of my all-time favorites. Fallout series, I
Yeah.
mean Final Fantasy,
Zelda,
Zelda,
Yeah.
which I'm also excited because
Yeah.
they're getting ready to release
Yeah.
another huge game.
Another episode.
That'll be for another part.
But today is Monster Day.
Yes. So I guess we can just watch the trailer to the movie
Yeah.
and talk about it and talk about some other things, specifically like with the games and
Yeah.
background.
Yeah. Speaking of background, before we watch that trailer, let's see. Monster Hunter came out when around, like I said, PS2. So we're talking 2004
Yeah.
sometime.
Yep.
And it's been on other consoles or platforms rather, because obviously,
All of them, it seems
yeah,
like.
obviously you have one that's coming on your Switch that you pre-ordered, and but the last one was in 2018. I was supposed to buy that game, but I buy so many. Listen, I have PlayStation, Xbox. Now we both have Stadia.
Yep.
So I have a lot of games that I have to tackle in a short amount of time.
And between us, we have a good variety of different platforms. Obviously, I have the Switch. We both have our phones, which
Yeah,
we can like
which play games on that as well.
Right.
You know, so that's good that it came out. It comes out in various different forms and platforms, so everybody can get their monster experience.
It just goes to show that, like, specifically with this title and this, like, I guess, genre, the Monster Hunter series, there's a good fan base because when you can cover pretty much, or if not all the platforms through how many years now? Like over a decade?
Yeah, since 2004.
You have a strong following, there's something there. And like when you get to the movie, or when we actually get to the movie and we get to see Mila. Oh, I mean, you know, I respect her aesthetically, but does nothing for me. But I just enjoy her as an actor, and she is kind of sexy.
I found her very attractive since The Fifth Element. So, but I definitely. But she is a good actress, and I've enjoyed a lot of her films. From Resident Evil, obviously The Fifth Element, and she's played in some other smaller roles, but you know she's definitely known as the Resident Evil woman.
And The Fifth Element, oh god,
yeah,
she is.
Shout out to Chris Tucker though, he made that movie great, but she did a good job too.
Unrelated.
Yeah, very much so unrelated.
So do you just want to go ahead and dive?
Yeah, let's go ahead and dive in. Let's check out, see if this movie follows the video game.
I will try to see to the best of my knowledge because I don't know a whole lot about it, but I know just enough to like be able to say something.
Right. So I'm hoping that there'll be at least a couple of big swords and a couple of big fancy weapons, you know, like a different type of bow and arrow. And I don't know. Well, I guess we'll have to see.
Yeah.
You know, so, all right. So you want to go ahead and watch this?
Let's do it.
All right, let's do it.
All right. So, you ready? And I like the arm weapon. Shout out to like a Assassin's Creed type thing.
Yeah.
I'm digging it.
All right, so it's set in our time. Okay, which
Oh, here comes the Transformers, like
yeah,
high action.
not to take a word out of the MCU, but we're talking the multiverse here.
Yeah. I hate when movies do this. It's like, is it necessary? I don't know.
All right.
CG's on point.
Yeah. So they're thrown back into a different time.
Markers and it took us somewhere.
Or why do they have to bring the military into every one of these style movies?
There's my man,
Yes.
Mr. Ja.
So what? Are we like Guardians of the Galaxy now?
On our 6.
Was that T.I.?
That is Ti.
All right. I'm digging it. Oh, wow.
It's a great thing about Monster Hunter. They always have
Oh, wow.
great monsters.
Really? I would pee my pants.
They have great
Did you
monsters
see that thing?
on their as far as video games concerned.
Starship Troopers-ish with like the hordes of the little monsters. Like, okay.
I don't care what those creatures are.
Oh, there's the big sword.
We destroy them
Digging it.
and close the gateway.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm getting us all home.
Why the modern weapon?
Oh, there we go.
Now, yeah. Talking.
You updated her loot.
Yep. Nice. She's such a badass. Mila's such a badass.
Oh, of course you have to have the dragon flying over the large plane. Wow, December. I thought it was November, but it's actually December.
Okay.
All right, even better. Birthday.
Well, it passes mine, but I'll share yours.
Yeah.
I'll share your enthusiasm for December.
Yep. So, what you think?
I like it. So my initial impression is, from what I remember with all the game trailers through the years and stuff, they brought in the aspects that everybody enjoys. You know,
Which
the
are the
big
monsters.
swords, the very fantasy-ish or like, you know, game like action aspects of anything.
Mm-hmm.
The monsters are there.
Mm-hmm.
There's seems to be a lot of monsters, and that's always a good thing.
Yep. Yeah, I agree. Tony Jaa, great actor.
Amazing
You know,
actor.
The Protector. Shout out to the Protector movie. If you haven't seen Tony Jaa, go look him up.
Ombak.
On Bach.
That's
Yeah.
yeah, I love that series. I mean, they're all
Yeah.
a lot of them are on Netflix.
Yeah.
Still,
He's actually been making a lot of appearances in different movies lately. Because he's in another movie with Nicolas Cage, just a little bit off. He's it's called Jiu-Jitsu. Get a chance, check out that trailer. It looks pretty good.
have to
More
check that out.
sci-fi-ish, which that's kind of hard to say with this movie because it's probably a little bit of sci-fi.
Mm-hmm.
Monster Hunter, still science fiction, but this one deals a little bit with more the jiu-jitsu. There's like a technology
I don't
twist
like
to
that.
it.
So,
But you have to look at
off-putting
it.
to
You
me.
have to look at it. You have to look at it. It kind of ties in. So check that out if you get a chance. It's called Jiu-Jitsu with Nicolas Cage and Tony Jaa. But back to Monster Hunter.
Okay.
I thought it was a decent trailer. Like you, it's hard for me to realize, or not necessarily realize, hard for me to understand why they have to put real world elements in a fantastical world, right? When I mean real world, I'm referring to the army, the Humvees, all the other stuff. You have movies like Avatar. Yes, it's totally set in the future, but when they were on that planet, we definitely had aspects of the native technology against, the modern world, which that's the part of that movie. But then there's other movies out there that are definitely geared in that particular area, of
Right.
of that unrealistic, realm with all these monsters and whatever native elements that are out there, like whoever Tony Jaa's people are representative, he's a representative of. They do make good movies like that. Sometimes I like the blend, but sometimes I just want to see the whole movie in its entirety in that particular world and watch them like the game
Like
go
as
from
in canon, like the way it
right,
was meant.
keep it within canon.
Yeah.
So if the game is based off which really is a person, male or female, becomes a hunter and goes out there and hunts. But I get it with the movie. You have to expand. You have to create the elements, take the imagination from there and put it on the big screen.
I think that like one of the problems that we see a lot of when it comes to these style movies is they're trying to encompass a wide variety of audience, because there's a lot of audience that don't like
Video games,
fantasies or video games. But what do they like? Running, gunning, and like very action military esque type movies. So they're trying to blend that in to bring in a bigger crowd.
Right.
But in that, to me personally, that it can work, but it kind of makes it gives me a weird feeling, because I know what the game and at least that style is supposed to be like, but you're throwing in these extra elements that really don't fit in per se, in my opinion.
No, it doesn't.
And it's weird, because watching the trailer right off the bat, and with the Humvees and the big opening,
and
I'm
the bazooka,
like, I'm getting ready to watch Transformers. It was like a lot. It seemed like it was Transformers.
But the great thing about Transformers, not to get off the Monster Hunter world, but of Transformers, it was canon, right? Being in that particular universe, which is our world of now, with having automated beings, because the cartoon was like that. Yeah. So but here in this one, it's not supposed to be there, right? So I don't know if if maybe this new game that's coming out on the Switch is going to relate to the movie, or is it just you just pre-order? Is it a total offset? It doesn't have a release, or still follows the same canon as all the other games?
There's going to be no Humvees.
Okay.
There's not going to be any bazookas or guns.
Right. Okay.
None of that.
All right. So it's
absolutely
still the same elements of what the original Monster Hunter game came out PS2. That's followed.
But regardless, looking at it, like, again, the CG looks
it looked really good for a teaser trailer. Well, I don't know if that's a teaser. I guess that'd be a trailer since it comes out in December. It really looked good.
Mila looks amazing,
as always.
T.I. and Mr. Jaa look great.
Well, we didn't really get to see a lot of Tony Jaa's moves, but we can guarantee it's going to be there. He's pretty. Between him, Donnie Yen,
I find him very sexy.
Yeah, thanks, Dave.
Well, I mean,
I find him a very great martial artist.
I'm like, she's so pretty and I love her. But Tony, I'm Team Tony.
Yeah, he's not a bad looking guy.
No,
you know what I mean?
No. Especially when he's kicking and doing his. We're not gonna go there.
Yeah, his technique, especially the way he incorporates Muay Thai into movies, is bar none one of the best.
And we love our martial art movies.
Oh, absolutely. But outside of that, I would say I really did like the movie. The trailer.
The trailer,
I liked it. I just didn't like that element. Now, the big question is not just will it make money, but will it follow the same trope of other video game to movie, series? Right? Because remember, video game movies don't do well at the box office. So I don't know if that's going to play a part in this. I hope it doesn't. I hope there's a good storyline. I hope the action is there. Maybe the action will draw people in. Maybe because we're coming out of the COVID era, it'll draw people in. As a matter of fact, is this thing going to VOD? Is it coming to the movies? Because most of the movies theaters have closed.
They're starting to open again.
Okay.
And there's some that are open and they're doing limited releases for certain types of movies. So
okay,
I do believe
we'll be in the movie theater.
We'll be in the movie theater.
I think we should make a date, man.
We're doing it.
Yep. I'll grab my significant other, you grab yours, and see what we thought. Of course, they will fall asleep.
But we'll be.
But Yeah, we'll be there, and
We'll
then
be glued.
we'll come back and I guess do a review on the movie, see how it plays out.
I think
I'm hopeful. By what I've seen, I'm hopeful, but the military aspect, that whole trope, putting our world into a different world, I just hope they do a very good job of blending that
and I
story
mean
and
it
action
can
together.
work. Just like you said, like there's for me personally, there's a mix of video games to movies that are well done and some that are absolutely awful. Case in point, Mila in Resident Evil, I think was a great transition into it. You saw or if you were an avid Resident Evil fan like I was, I screamed and I was like,
Yeah.
because it scared the crap out of me. but I
Resident Evil
still-
3 was not a good one to play at night on a surround sound.
No, but as the series moved along, it just got redundant. Blah blah blah. But another movie that didn't do so well, that was a good video game, was Doom. Like that, that was awful.
Oh, the movie with The Rock? Yeah, not
It
one of
was-
Rock's finest.
So again, like you said, some movies are done okay, like
Yeah.
Resident Evil. She's got experience. Great movie.
Yeah.
Series
Series,
in
yes.
general. Then Doom, as an example, not so good.
Yeah. Or it can go in the middle. The last Lara Croft movie, it
The
was a
Tomb Raiders.
really
Right.
good movie, but it didn't do great at the box office. It didn't draw people in. It made money. I don't think it made a lot, but it didn't do as well as they expected. Hence the reason they probably would have came out with a second one by now.
Which I hope that they do well enough to be able to create like a sequel or
Oh,
ongoing.
I would too.
Because my
Again.
opinion, just using your Tomb Raider example, the first movie I wasn't a big fan of, but after I loved the second movie. It was much better done.
Which iterations are we talking? Because
For Tomb Raider,
the first two were with Angelina Jolie.
Jolie, yeah.
I didn't like neither one of those. I'm
I liked
referring
part-
to the third one, which had a different female actress. I can't remember her name.
yeah.
But that one I did like. But again, none of them really made a lot of money at the box office, even with the draw of Angelina Jolie. You
Which
know what I
I'm
mean?
a fan.
I am a fan of her. She does, but I don't think they did as well. But the one I am looking forward to is what's the name of that movie on? It's another PS4 exclusive. Jeez. I'm running a blank here. So that's the next one that's coming out because the guy that plays Spider-Man is supposed to be the lead actor in
I
that
know which
one.
one. It's on the tip of my tongue.
Right. So anyway, that's a little offbeat.
Yeah,
but again, we're talking about video games made into movies. So hopefully, this movie will be a good addition to the video games. And then it becomes a series. Becomes 2, 3, 4, or 6. I think it's 6 in the Resident Evil saga. So who knows? Maybe Mila has another franchise on her hand.
Which would be a good thing because I really enjoy her acting. She has great potential in everything that she does.
All right.
She is a badass too.
Yeah, she's good.
she's
I like her. I've always liked her.
Her ass kickery is on point.
Yeah, I like her too. So, all right. Well, that's our show today.
Yep.
We thank you for listening. And as always, hit that subscribe button, tap that bell icon.
Really appreciate it.
Yep. And also hit that like button if you liked the video. And as always, pa de adelante and nos vemos.
Nos vemos.